This is the Garden of English. I'm Tim Freitas, and today I've got a super special guest because he's going to help us actually figure out what happened between Mark and Carly with high school synthesis. So, if you're looking to introduce synthesis with a fun activity, you're going to want to check this out. All right, folks, today I have an extremely special guest here, and that is the one and only real Marc Tetreault. Yes, the
Hi,
one
everyone.
who is featured in this assignment that I'm about to go over. Mark, I'm super appreciative that you are actually here with us today. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, I'm glad to be here. It's been a long time since I've been in high school, but I'm glad to see that our Garden of English class has turned into something a bit bigger.
I know, for real, right? Actually, so before I get into the assignment, though, right? What are you doing for work right now?
Now I just finished law school, got married, and I'm an attorney. And behind me, this is my great heaven. This is my law office. So
There we go. So law looks as boring as it seems on TV. Excellent.
actually it. But my English classes certainly served me well, so at least they served a purpose.
There we go, right? And that actually came through me, right, in the Garden of English itself. But you also had Scott Diesenhaus as a teacher, right?
I did. Yep.
Right, and he actually works with us in the Garden of English. So if you check out our website, thegardenofenglish.com, you'll see Scott's face up there. He does a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and he also filmed a couple other videos with me. You can access those right up here. But anyway, right, so Mark, once again, it's a super pleasure to have you here. And what I wanted to bring you on for is because I want to talk about this assignment that I created when you were actually a student in the classroom that I think we had a little bit of fun with that's really kind of blown up as a way to introduce synthesis. So I'm going to just walk through this here. So, just look pretty on the camera for a couple minutes while I walk through this assignment. But then we're going to get into this together, and we're going to see what the definitive statement from Marc Tetreault actually is, okay?
Yeah.
So if anybody hasn't ever used this before, this can be accessed in the description down below of this video. And there are two versions of what's called the high school synthesis prompt. And the first version is actually the original. This is the one that, Mark, you got to experience in high school.
Hmm.
And truth be told, Danielle, Zach, Joe, those were all kids in our class, right?
Very, very real people.
That's
Good
right.
friends.
However, luckily, I did hyperbolize their character, though. So, please note, Danielle was not an accurate source of school gossip. Well, I guess I don't know. Was Danielle an accurate
No,
source?
Danielle is not a gossip like
There we
that.
go, right? But nonetheless, right? So we had the original assignment here, and you'll notice that it's oversimplified. We've got our 9 sources. Actually, it looks like we've got 10 sources here. And we did this together, and it was fun. But the reason why I did it, Mark, I don't know if you remember, is because we were starting synthesis, and students were having a hard time putting sources in conversation with one another in an academic setting. So I stepped back and I said, where do kids use research where they have to evaluate bias and where they have to evaluate source credibility in their lives that's really meaningful to them? And I was like, boom, high school drama. Mark, as always, you were my fall guy, and you were willing to put up with all my crap, so I really appreciate you being the being the Mark for this. We do want to remember, though, that Shirley Positive was not a real person, and then also I have another source where it was talking about how your last girlfriend's name was Barbed Wire, right? And she wasn't real either, right?
Also not real, yeah.
But anyway, what I really want to focus, though, is that although I actually still use the simplified one in my classroom, the revolutionary Katie Storms a few years ago, who is a friend of mine, by the way, if you haven't been able to check out what Katie has produced for anybody who's watching this, you want to try to see if you can get your hands on her work. It's absolutely incredible. She revolutionized this prompt, change up who Mark was dating to Carly McIntosh here. And since then, it has just blown up. So, Mark, you are now internet famous. And I'm thrilled to know that you still got a job as a lawyer, even though you have fake Twitter accounts that are obsessed with Carly. So that didn't interrupt your interview process, did it?
No.
No, not at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the prompt here, Mark, and we're going to talk through the prompt and the sources together. But once again, for teachers, this is a really fun synthesis activity to get kids used to the idea that they have research and synthesis skills. And then what we'll do is we will work to say, okay, how can we use this prompt to lay the groundwork for what they have to do in a more academic sense? So, Mark, let's look at this together. We'll read about things, we'll laugh about things, and then at the end of it, you can give us some advice. I'll ask you to give me advice from your high school perspective and now from your newly married lawyer perspective as well. So here we go. Our prompt. The other day, Marc Tetreault, as seen on the screen here, and his girlfriend of 6 months, Carly McIntosh.
A very long-term relationship, yeah?
Right, especially in high school, right?
Yeah.
Carly McIntosh got in a rather large fight because he went to a bonfire at his friend Matt's house without her. Carly and Matt don't get along, so Mark knew she wouldn't have fun anyway. Hey, why don't they get along? We can make it
we never figured it out. It remained a mystery. Yeah.
Classic high school drama. We don't even know.
Personality conflicts, yeah.
Right. It's like Romeo and Juliet. We don't actually know, right?
Exactly.
Now, they seem to be getting along for the last 2 weeks, but since the fight, a lot of information has been revealed, and now Mark needs to make a decision about his relationship. There we go. Big deal. So, read the following sources and accompanying contextual information carefully. Then, in a letter that synthesizes from at least 3 of the sources for support, develop a position about how Mark should handle his situation with Carly from here. So, Mark, now we got to figure out, how do we handle your situation? So let's look
from
at
reading teen magazines, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, that's right.
Reputable sources.
So maybe that's the first thing we need to consider, right?
Yeah.
The sources here, a teen magazine. All right. So first of all, Mark, one of the projections that was put onto you is this little calendar here, where we've got breakfast with the grandparents, church, basketball practice. Did you even play basketball in high school?
I played volleyball, so that counts, right? I had practice every day. So that's
all right. So you were at least somewhat of an athlete. We're good with that.
I was, with a very liberal construction of the term athlete.
There we go, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so notice up here, though, this is really, really organized. Is this Mark's character, this idea of that scheduled organization?
I was type A, high school, college, law school, lawyer.
Right, there we go. So this is
that's my calendar until today.
Perfect. All right. So wait, Carly's still on your calendar today?
Carly's off my calendar, but the way you see everything slotted in, that's
it. All right, excellent. Right. So we've got Mark here now. Mark, let's look at Carly's calendar here. Notice we've got the kind of work 5 to 9. Sunday and Monday, look at that. You see that? She's not going to church there, Mark. What are you thinking? Okay. And then look at this one, though, right? Have you always been thoughtful and romantic like this? You know, is your current wife like, Mark, you're so...
Yeah, I believe so. My wife might have different ideas, but leave that for the prompt, I guess.
Gotcha. And so anyway, so we've got that, surprise romantic here, and then we've got Carly, / hang with Mark. Nice. All right, So that's our first source here where we start seeing what ideas have been projected onto you and to Carly, okay? Now, source B, this is the one that actually relates most closely to what we did originally in high school.
Right.
And please note that, I talk about, I don't think dating in high school is very wise. Unless you could picture yourself comfortably married within a year, you shouldn't be dating at all, no matter what your age is. Now, did you have enough respect for me in high school, Mark, to actually be like, you know what, maybe Freitas is right? I don't even know.
No, Freitas was always wrong. No one could tell me anything in high school. I just did what I did, and that's why I'm on the prompt, I imagine.
That's right. Or maybe just because you were my fall guy and I could pick on you for about anything. But the other thing that I'd want to just point out here about this particular source is this one right here, because Anna's going to come up a little later. So, of course, there's some animosity from the original prompt that says that Matt and Carly don't get along. But notice that Anna Peterson happens to be absolutely stunning. So we want to make sure that we bring her up, because she also shows up in here where one of the characters, right, says that Mark's cheating on Carly because Mark's been on the phone with Anna. So clearly there's something going on with Anna here. And Anna is apparently a fly honey. So, we gotta we gotta consider that as we go through this and create the definitive answer here today. So this is Carly, right? This is her Friday night with Sarah. Oh, secrets are so fun, and it's a girls' night. Netflix, junk food, gossip with Sarah. Is this your type of girl now, Mark?
I don't think so. No.
Was it your type of girl in high school, by the way?
Regretfully, probably.
So what's so funny is, like, I think about the idea of opposites attracting. Maybe you're proving that as we speak.
Yeah.
So now we've got these text messages on your phone, and we've got these conversations between you and Carly here. But I don't want to focus on the one for Carly. I want to focus on the one from Matt. particularly because as you discuss up here about whether you're coming and how Carly's giving you some crap and Matt's like, oh, I won't miss her. Notice that you do bring up Anna here. Anna needs a ride to his bonfire. And then right down here, hey, you can't ditch your bestie, right? So clearly you and Anna are best friends. And, you know, I guess what we're wondering is, you know, where does Anna actually fit? You know, she's a fly honey. You guys are best friends. Can this be platonic? So, you know, just keep that in mind as we begin to get your final response here. And you totally agree to go. And then, sure enough, our last source here, right? Now, this, you know.
A little different.
This is apparently what you used to look like, Mark, okay? And here's Anna here. And this is
as all high schoolers look.
Yeah, right. There we go. And this right here, of course, is, you know, the Instagram from that night, okay? Anna talking about the favorite guy at Matt's bonfire, got my back. Look at that little hashtag, my love him there, right? I'm wondering if it's our platonic element, right? And then you actually mentioned that it's awesome. But it seems as though other people do realize the best friend element there. So, you know, things to kind of just think about here. So we've got all of our sources, Mark, and as credible as they are, as you mentioned. So
yeah.
let's actually do this here from the high school perspective. So all right, Mark, put yourself back in high school. We're living through our new high school drama, which is different than the first one that's up here. What do we do here? How do we handle this situation from your high school mind? You're not married yet, nothing like that. What do we do? And also, so here's what you need to account for. What's going on with Anna, okay? And then what do we do with Carly? And then we'll go from there.
All right, let's put myself back over a decade ago, back in high school. Let's see, it's 2010. I see these things on Twitter, Instagram. Oh, what am I saying to myself? Well, first of all, let's go to those schedules because I don't know how I'm dating someone with such a disorganized schedule in the first place. I need some more organization in my life. I guess we're going back, taking issue with that. And then that Twitter post is bugging me from
this
from
one
Carly.
right here?
Girls' night gossip, and she's not telling me what she's doing, you know? She's secrets, BFF, and then I ask her to go to the bonfire, and she's not doing it. I don't know. So I think I'm writing an opinion.
Well, just real quick, right? Look at the text message here, where it's like you obviously care more about Matt than me.
Yeah, I know. Right? That's not healthy.
And I'm wondering if she cares more about Sarah than you.
I'm starting to feel the same way. I think I'm going back, looking at those texts, and telling myself that. How can someone leave me on red like that? Don't be like that. I love you. Now you're ignoring me. Real nice, whatever. I don't think we're really. I don't think we have as healthy a relationship as I thought we did in high school. Yeah. So, I think I'm writing myself an opinion piece saying that I gotta seriously consider what's going on with me and Carly right now.
All right. So what do we do? What's our next move besides a serious reconsideration? We gonna dump her? We gonna try to talk it out? No, we can't dump her.
Yeah. I mean, we went to the bonfire. That's wrong. So this is hard. This is hard. I see why this is popular, but I guess I guess I write myself. I buy her flowers and chocolate, say I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that we should try to move on and ask her if she has any problems.
Gotcha. All right, right. Now, what about, I mean, it looks like you're going to the melting pot, kind of expensive there.
Yeah.
Do we ask Carly to change it all, or are we just like, you know what, we'll let her be her, me be me, and we'll still try to work it out? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We've been in this long-term relationship. We're definitely headed towards marriage. We've got 6 months in high school, another 6 months, and I'll have broken a record. So that's it. We let her be her and me be me, and then take her out on Saturday night and ask her if we're on the right track.
Right, and then all right. So clear up the drama. Now let me ask this question then. Where does Anna fit in with this? Is it possible to actually have a platonic relationship without somebody actually stepping in?
I gotta do that. Back in high school, probably not. I mean, I'm gonna say you should probably I shouldn't have gone to the bonfire with a platonic female friend without my girlfriend. That was probably wrong. So I apologize for that.
Not a good idea. Or if anything, it should have been the girlfriend's best friend, so that they knew, like, there's, just like there's
Yeah.
the bro code. We can't do
Right.
that. Excellent.
Right.
All right. So now
I messed
my
up.
last element is this. So here you are now, a decade later or more, right, Mark? And you're married. Who's your wife?
Isa.
All right. So Isa's the wife. Tell us now what ended up happening. So, all right. So you worked it out with Carly. You tried to make it that next 6 months. How do we get to Isa here? What was it that destroyed the relationship, and now we're here?
Yeah, same thing right here. You're seeing Carly is such a gossip queen. We couldn't keep it together. Didn't even make it through high school. It was all gossip. I waited for college, met my wife, dated, got engaged, and that's it. And now my wife doesn't gossip at all like Carly. We have a very healthy relationship, and it's better than high school.
And you know what? Now you love her so much that if Matt wanted to have a bonfire and she hated Matt, you would totally say, Matt, I'm not even going to show up.
No, my wife would come. She loves me.
All right, so there's our definitive answer from Mark, right? I don't know how we could have it any other way any longer. I really appreciate you coming in, Mark. And what I want to do is I want to just remind anybody who's watching this video, right, to like the Garden of English. You can subscribe to us. It's the easiest way to actually help us out. You can actually follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. Apparently, you can follow Mark on Twitter, and you can follow Carly as well, by the way. But please note that, Mark, it's not you actually manning that Twitter, of course, right? No, you've got better things to do now that you are indeed a quite successful lawyer. And don't forget, folks, he owes all that success to the Garden of English. I'm just joking.
I do. I'd like to say, too, a big thank you to Mr. Freitas for, one,
Mr. Freitas,
inviting
are
me
you
back,
kidding me?
and two, for anyone who is watching this video and has had the pleasure of having Mr. Freitas, pay attention every second, because as someone who got through college, did well in law school, and is now a lawyer, I'll tell you that the lessons you're going to learn both in class and personally from Mr. Freitas in the Garden of English are absolutely invaluable. And he's one of the best resources you guys are going to have as a teacher and as a mentor going forward. So thank you, Mr. Freitas, and thank you to the Garden of English.
Well, no, I really appreciate those kind words, Mark. And once again, I appreciate having you here. And it was super nice to see you after, I don't know, it's probably been since you graduated. So it was awesome for having you show up. All right, you have a great day. And, maybe someday in the future, I'll get you on here for some law school advice for some kids that might want to have it. But you have a great one, okay?
Fantastic. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right,
Freitas.
bye.
Bye-bye.